You know, sourcing products from China can be an absolute game changer for your business. But let's be real, it's also a landscape full of hidden traps that can cost you thousands. Literally. So today, we're going to break down the top 5 most expensive mistakes that sellers make so you can avoid them and start sourcing with total confidence.
And look, this quote right here from sourcing expert Seemab really hits the nail on the head. It's not about haggling for the absolute lowest price. Most of the time, people lose money because of simple, avoidable slip-ups. And in this explainer, we're going to walk through those top 5, turning them from these potential disasters into your personal playbook for success.
All right, let's dive right in. Mistake number 1, and honestly, this might be the most critical one of all, just failing to do your basic homework on a potential supplier.
It's so easy to fall into this trap. I mean, you find a website that looks super professional, the communication seems great, and the price is just perfect. But trusting all that at face value, wow, that is a massive gamble. You could lose your entire deposit, or worse, end up with a shipping container full of junk. The stakes are incredibly high right from the start.
So how do you protect yourself? Well, this checklist you're looking at, think of it as your first line of defense, your sourcing insurance policy. Before you even think about sending a single dollar, you've got to verify them. Are they even a real registered company? Can they actually make the number of units you need? And what are other real buyers saying about them? These steps are absolutely crucial.
Okay, let's move on to the next big area, which is all about product quality. We're actually bundling mistakes 2 and 3 together here because they're really 2 sides of the same very expensive coin. Basically, gambling with the quality of your entire order.
Just picture this for a second. You see a gorgeous product photo online. You get excited and you place an order for 5,000 of them. You wire the money. Weeks go by, the shipment finally arrives, you open the box, and your heart just sinks. The color's off, the material feels cheap, or half the items are just plain broken. This is the nightmare scenario that happens when you skip samples and inspections. You're flying totally blind.
And here's the amazingly simple fix. It's a 2-step shield to protect your quality. First, and this is non-negotiable, you have got to get a physical sample in your hands. Feel it, use it, test it, make sure it's exactly what you want. Then, once you approve it and the full order is produced, you hire a quality control inspector to check the goods at the factory. This is how you make sure those thousands of units are just as good as that one perfect sample you approve.
All right, on to mistake number 4. This is the silent killer of profit margins. It's the one that creeps up on you after you thought you already sealed a great deal. Yep, we're talking about the murky, hidden world of logistics and shipping costs. So many sellers get a price for the product itself and they think, great, that's my main cost. But oh man, that factory price is just the tip of the iceberg. They completely forget about freight, insurance, port fees, and then the big one, customs duties and taxes when it all lands in your country. These costs can be huge, and getting blindsided by them can instantly flip a profitable order into a big loss.
So the fix is to plan your logistics from the very beginning. You need to get a full landed cost quote. That means the cost of shipping all the way to your warehouse door. You need to research the customs duties for your product. It's only by adding up all these costs that you can find your true cost per item and figure out if the whole thing is actually profitable before you commit to the order.
And that brings us to our final and maybe the most common mistake of all. This is the one that causes so much frustration, so many delays, and so many products made incorrectly. It's the communication breakdown.
The big danger here is just vagueness. You have to remember, you're often dealing with language barriers and completely different business cultures. You just cannot assume that what's crystal clear in your head is going to be crystal clear to the factory manager.
This slide is the perfect example of how it all goes wrong. You write something that seems simple, like use good quality material. Sounds straightforward, right? But in your mind, that means durable, premium, top-notch. What they might hear is, okay, use our standard material, which 9 times out of 10 is the most basic, cheapest option they have available. And just like that, you get a totally different product than what you imagine.
So the fix here is all about being crystal clear. I'm talking laser-focused precision. Instead of saying good quality, you specify the exact material, the precise thickness, the exact weight. Instead of blue, you provide a specific Pantone color code. And, critically, you get everything in writing. A detailed spec sheet and a written record of every conversation is your ultimate insurance policy to make sure you get exactly what you're paying for.
So, as we start to pull all this together, a really clear picture emerges, right? Sourcing successfully from China isn't about crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
It's about having a smart, repeatable process that protects you and your money at every single step.
It really all boils down to these 3 core principles. Plan everything carefully, especially your costs. Verify everything, your supplier, your product quality, all of it. And communicate with absolute clarity, leaving zero room for guesswork. These 3 pillars right here, they are the foundation of a safe and ultimately a very profitable sourcing strategy.
So as we finish up, the real question isn't just about what you learned, it's about what you're going to do with this information. Take a hard look at your own process right now. Where's your biggest vulnerability? What is the first change you are going to make, starting today, to source smarter and protect your investment?